What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? It's October 30th, 2025, and today I'm going to release the game. No, 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 it's not Uno. It's not Uno Smash or Uno There's so many different versions of Uno. I don't know which one that I saw the cousins playing, but I'm going to get into that. But this is the points and miles game. And in this game, there's all sorts of rewards. And there might be some times where you feel like you're ready to flip a table over because it can get like that from time to time. But when you start to see it come into fruition and start maximizing those rewards, and as Tisa, who was a little skeptical, my P2, my player two, I'm player one, my player two got on that plane and she's rolling with me. She's down with me. She's going to do, like we're going to align and agree on it. But she's kind of looking at it like, I don't know, but she gets on the plane, turns left, and all of a sudden, all these bougie dreams that I had, she's now all about that life. When she's getting her welcome drink, when she's getting her hot towels, when she's on a plane, or when she's able to lay down on a 13, 14-hour flight in a lie flat seat, she's now getting it. And now it's like, how can we do this more? When we're going to lounges after lounges, how can we do this more? So, your boy, I did not know much about points and miles before 2025. But we planned this group trip. We didn't plan them, but we planned to be in the group trip for 2025 and in 2024. And I was like, okay, well, how are we going to book our tickets? How are we going to book our tickets? How are we going to get our flights over there? Because I've never flown that long. And we agreed, finally, I think it was in March. No, yeah, it was in March. We agreed to do economy tickets. I knew, I'm somebody who's driven in my career before. I used to drive, 3, 4, 5 hours a day per work. So I do not want that life for me anymore. And I know that my body becomes a hot mess if I'm sitting scrunched up for that period of time. So the choice was, do we do the economy tickets? And we had spent $3,300. Obviously, if you book a ticket, you have a 24-hour period for flights leaving through from the United States to cancel, or through at least through American carriers. You have 24 hours to cancel your flight and get all your money back. And so we booked the flight because we just wanted it on the books. And then I said, honey, give me 24 hours to see if we can do something better. And in that time, I went deep in the rabbit hole of searching different things that I had never considered before, and I found points and miles. And in finding points and miles, a little bit later, I went behind a paywall. I joined a group on points and miles, and I paid money for it. And let me just fast forward this little story to tell you this. The $3,300 that we would have spent from flying economy from Los Angeles to Greece and back, we spent less money than that to fly business class, to pay for me to get behind a paywall, to me making a $300 mistake along the way. And we still paid less than we would have if we would have just got the economy flights. And we were lie flat, eating in lounges, the whole thing. So sharing this game and the knowledge that I learned behind the paywall, I want to share with people that I want to travel with people that I want to spend time with and hang out with. And I was just so inspired by all these different stories, because if you talk to me on the trip, I ask you one question at some point: what is your dream, or what is your travel dream? Because I'm just wired that way now. And asking people what their dreams, you get these fascinating answers, and it's just really inspiring to hear all these different stories from people all over the country, with different backgrounds, but some similarities, some cousin similarities. And so I just want to be with you and want to share this information. And you don't have to get behind the paywall, because 90% of what I found, you didn't need to be behind the paywall. But being behind the paywall gave it to me all in one serving. So I didn't have to go 50 different places, and it saved me a lot of time. And it was worth it in the long run. But not everybody needs to go down that path, because I want to share as much of that information that I could share, um, and bless you just the way I was blessed by making the right financial choice here. So the game is called Points and Miles, where friends don't let friends use credit card reward points for buying gift cards or Amazon purchases. Because as somebody who's used both, those are huge mistakes. The credit card companies are getting so much value. You're losing so much. You might as well set your money on fire if you're doing that. All right. Now, in the game, there's all sorts of rules. It's a choose your own adventure game. Again, you are player one. Player one. Your spouse or significant other is player two, if there is one. If you're doing a solo game, great. If you're doing a player two game, then you're going to be referring your player two to possibly different credit cards and different applications. But the timing of the credit cards, which credit card to open, what is your next big trip, where you're looking to go, is should dictate which card you open up. Just opening a card just for the sake of opening a card because it gave you some points is not an advanced technique. So the further you play in the game, it's going to give you some of those techniques. And it's in a beta form. I've gotten to a point where I need to hear some feedback in order to know how much more time I want to invest in this. Because if it's not serving, if it's not helping, then I'm good with where it is. But if it is, I'm also excited to dive in deeper because I'm finding this is a passion of mine, and I like to explore my passions. So the points and miles game, where friends don't let friends, use credit card reward points to buy Amazon or to buy gift cards or to use for Amazon purchases or buy gift cards. No turning the tables or flipping tables. And I hope to see you there. Like, subscribe, provide me feedback, and let me know what is the name of that Uno game that y'all were playing. And if you know, you know. And if you don't know, yeah, just make it up. Peace, blessings. I'm out.